I want to talk about my side of homosexuality. I've just been getting really close to God, and it's just been really amazing. The joy and the peace, and just hanging out with Him is the most amazing feeling like you could ever even possibly like like grasp. When I want to do evil things or things that I wanted to do in my past, like go out and get drunk or have sex or get high or whatever, and nothing compares to this tremendous peace that I have in my heart right now, and this joy. I love Jesus so much, and He's so good and He's so real, and gave me a revelation, my own personal revelation, of what homosexuality is and why, how He got me out, and how I know that I'm a new person, and I know that I was not born this way, and I just would like to tell you a little bit, and I pray that God opens up your mind, your ears as well, and just give me a chance, and I'll tell you. Um, God revealed to me the root cause of my homosexuality was my dad. My dad was never really around. Let's say that he was absent most of my life, and I always felt like I was a burden to him. Like it felt like only when I was like a year to like maybe like six, like I knew he loved me, and then after that it was different. He didn't care about me really. My mom made me go to visit him. It was awkward because I just didn't feel like he loved me. He didn't teach me how to play football, or he didn't show me how to be a man. I was around my three sisters, my two sisters, my name Christy and my mother. So I learned all these feminine things, and boys, men. My mom's exes would come in and out on the terms of, she would break up with one, then she gets with another one, and I start getting really close to that one, and then he ends up dying, and then she meets another one that I don't even barely knew. So anyway, um, that had to do with my father, and what God revealed to me is that I have that longing in my heart because whenever you're born, you need that nurturing of your mother and your father to develop your sexuality, to to balance it out per se. What God revealed to me was that the root cause of it was my father, but what stemmed into sexual was when I got molested when I was six. I was 6 years old, and I don't remember how old he was, like teenager or whatever. And that desire that I had for a father figure, a man, turned sexual when I got introduced to sexual molestation when around my age, that could be exciting to a point, or like he didn't understand. And to me, he was my babysitter, and I thought that he really like loved me and cared about me. So when he would do things to me, in the back of my mind, I would say, okay, so in order for someone to like me, I have to sleep with them, and that's what I did. I started and I started liking little boys, and because I wanted that male figure, I wanted to be like him, but I was different. Like I was playing on the girls' playground, and playing Barbie, being sensitive. That's just who I was at that time, and just watching the other boys and try and like wanting to be like them, and because of that sexual encounter that I had at such a young age, that factored in, and so I obviously must be attracted to boys because I mean, because that's what's the only thing I can get. I hope you're following along. So throughout the rest of my life, that's what I did. I liked boys, and I acted feminine, and then I turned transgender, where I was actually going to be a woman, and I grew my hair out, and I changing the name, and I was living life like that because then I felt like, okay, the only the guy who really loved me like my father would be if I dressed like a girl and if I act like a girl because I was told that I was pretty. So I maintained that for about 3 years, and I was miserable. I was so miserable. I was suicidal. I was judged. It was the worst time of my life personally. Now, I don't know other transgenders or other transvestites who are going through a change or whatever. I don't know how you feel inside, but how I felt inside was I I I felt like I was a girl. Like I felt like how maybe you would feel like a woman, and 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 that it was so important for me to find a man to love me, and all the prejudice that was thrown at us, and like all the hatred and the harsh words that people would say to us, and how I felt so insecure. I felt like my looks meant everything, and I did horrible things. And then one day one of my friends that I used to go to the gay club with came up to me and she told me about Jesus. And when I learned about him, I accepted him in my heart. And that first year, it was the best year. I was just glad. The Bible says that the only way to get to heaven is to be born again. And when you're born again, you're not born of the seed of Adam. It means like you're not born of humans, but you're born again spiritually. You're born to God's family. The Bible says that only those who have the Spirit in them belong to Christ. So I literally belong to Him. And I prayed and I said, God, I cannot change. And I said, God, if what I'm doing is wrong, you need to change me. And the next day, I had the desire to cut all my hair off. I threw all my girl clothes out. I cut my hair really short, and I felt like a man. I never felt like a man in my life. And now this is who I am, standing in front of you. It is all because of the glory of the Lord. Because the way that my life was going, I was gonna die. I was gonna die of something, or it was just gonna be a life of a bad addiction, or just some. I can't even imagine how bad my life would have been. But He saved me, and I'm right with Him, and now I'm His child, and I'm adopted in His family. But of course, we all disobey our parents. And God tells us certain things for a certain reason. People are like, oh, God's not fair. It's not fair that, I can't have sex until I'm married. Oh, it's not fair that I can't have this homosexual relationship. Oh, it's not fair that I have to wait till, a certain age, or just whatever. Just people just naturally think negative. And it doesn't matter if you're straight or you're homosexual or bisexual. Like I don't even like being that. Like even when I was in that lifestyle, I hated that. I would be godless and I would fall in love with who I wanted to. So since God started giving me desires for women, and I've always thought that women were beautiful. I love to draw them. I think they're gorgeous. I think that they have beautiful bodies. And when I looked at men, I saw lust. Like I just wanted to tear him up. I just wanted him to have sex with me, and do all these do all these things that are wrong in God's sight. And there's reasons. God says things for reasons, like we shouldn't fornicate because the Bible says that when we join ourselves to someone else, that we become connected. And if you're not making that commitment, and unfortunately, relationships break up all the time. When you break up with that person, you totally, um, you break a bond, and then that's why most ladies feel that torturous pain, and men deal with things differently. Now, I would say that I'm more of a sensitive man. I'm not like this big tough and rough, but that's fine because that's the calling that God gave me. That I think that I am the way that I am because of God. And anyway, so and just like on another spectrum of like be like, oh, God eats bags, this, that, and this. And then on the other spectrum, people like, oh, well, you're gay, you're gay, and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? I know what God's done for me. And I stopped living for God for about 7 years. But I knew in my heart what I was doing was wrong, and I would come back to him, and I would leave, and I would come back to him, and then I would leave. And it wasn't until like about a month ago that I really decided to give my life back to Christ because I was miserable. I was prostituting. I was doing drugs, taking oxycontin and smoking a lot of weed and doing stupid things with weed and started doing crystal meth and Gina and cocaine, and it was just so bad, and I just was so lonely that I kept sleeping with men, like a lot of men, like a lot. I needed that void filled. I needed that father. I needed that, and naturally, my first reaction is sex because, like I said before, when I was molested, that's when sex was introduced. So I felt in my head that that was right. But after I accepted Jesus, I knew it was wrong, and I'm just so different now, and God has been giving me desires for women. I think they're beautiful, and I am gonna get married. The Lord told me that. I'm gonna have a son, and I'm gonna be a great dad. And a lot of people are probably gonna respond or say whatever they want, say, "Oh, you're gay," or that's wrong. And you know what? I respect your opinion because it's the thing. What I challenge you to do is to at least just invite God. Just you come in the way you want. Say, God, listen, I'm gay. This is who I am. If it is wrong, well then you help me. You change me. That's why there's so many more suicides in the gay community because men are lost and they do drugs to fill a void or a pain that they just can't bear, which we are not meant to bear. God has such a good plan for you. You come to him just the way you are, and he will fix anything that is not of him. God can change you. I am a living example. I love God more than me having a one night fling with some guy and getting some STD or worse HIV. And it's only been praise to Jesus that I have been HIV negative. And it's just there's more to life than partying, doing drugs, and having good times, and work, going to bed, and dating. We were created for God. We were created to know Jesus, and we were created for a good life. And I can say, like, with a shadow of a doubt, like, no joke, real, I am so happy right now. I have this peace in my heart. I am joyful, and I'm producing all the fruits of the Spirit. I'm compassionate. I'm merciful. I love my job. I, I love what I'm going to be doing, being, a certified medical assistant, and I love people, and I love you enough to tell you the truth. So, if you agree with me, I don't want any praise. I want the Lord Jesus to be the praise because it wasn't me. Everything I am, this man right now, that you see, is because of Jesus. I'm no good. We're all filthy before God. But it's only when we have Jesus that we are pure as snow, that our sins are forgiven as far as the east is from the west, so far as the east our sins from us. So I want to give you my side, and like I said, people are gonna believe what they want, and I've talked to you before and told my testimony, they're like, oh, you're in denial, or God loves everybody, and you're right, God does love everybody, and you're right, God, love is God, but in my own personal experience, when I slept with men, it was lust, but then there were times where it was love. Yeah, you're right, there was a little love when I would figure the right one, and I really loved him, and because I felt like it was filled. That void in my heart was filled, and it was temporary. And anything not of God is temporary. Everything. When you die, you can't even take your body with you. And that's crazy. Like, people try and like that's all this stuff. You're like, oh, I want this and this and this, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having nice things. I like to have nice things, and you know I like a new car, and I like to have phones and iPads and stuff like that. I don't think but I know that God blesses me with it. The Bible says that every blessing comes from the Lord, and I might be wandering off because sometimes when I talk about God, I just get there's no word I can describe. But thank you very much for listening to my testimony. And I pray in Jesus' name that you got a revelation and that God would speak to you and that God does not hate you and he doesn't judge you. Jesus does not judge you. He just wants you to come to him and any issues that you have, he will take care of you. He is the way, the truth, and the light. He loves you so much that he died just for you. Even if you don't think that homosexuality is wrong, talk to him. Ask the Creator why. He loves you. Thank you for your time. God bless you.